And I think I'm set to start. So I'm going to press space to resume. My idler count's going to go down. I'm going to look up. Here's my... Why aren't they mining? Alright, so I have 4 idlers. Oops. I got the 2 miners right now, and I have my woodcutter who's gonna... Right over there. He's holding an axe. I know you can't see it, but he is holding an axe. I can actually look and check out his inventory if I wanted to. But he's gonna start cutting trees. There goes one. And when he cuts a tree, it's going to become a stack of wood. Now let's look back over here at the miners. They're taking quite some time to mine through this rock. If you start in an area like a forest where it has a lot of soil, you don't really need to level up your miners to begin with, because they'll mine through soil very fast and they'll get just as much experience as if they were mining through rock. However, because I started on a mountain, I have all rock here, and I need to give them level 5. And this is with level 5 mining, how slow they're going. So keep that in mind when you're starting your own. Those are gems right there. Good to find. There's a couple gems over there too. The dots show quality, in this texture pack at least. 1 dot's low, 2's medium, and 3's high. So that's a relatively good gem. I probably won't mine it, at least no time soon. I may eventually mine it. And I'm hitting some magnetite here, mining it while I'm mining out, which is really useful. You notice that sometimes the resource drops on the floor, other times they don't. That's directly attributed to the skill of the miner. We'll look down and they're mining some more right through a magnetite cluster, which is really good. I wish they were level 15 for doing this, because then they would drop every single one, pretty much. And right now, all my food and supplies are in the wagon. I want to get these underground into storage as soon as possible, especially the food, because things can come and steal the food can rot outdoors, and all in all, it's just not that great to have it sitting around. Nice tree cutting going on over here. Alright, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit more so that, and I'll start showing you again when the dwarves get all the way down and start mining out this area. Alright guys, they just broke through into the bottom here, and they're mining out more magnetite. And I know it's all magnetite because there was only one shallow metal in this area. So I know it's all going to be the same for the first area. And this shows, by the way, this shows your depth. This is at -3, and 0 is ground level. So I'm a little below ground, not too far, considering that there's 150 layers, roughly. And there's a secret, this can actually go into negative, but good luck getting down into the negative. It's virtually impossible. First thing I'm going to do is have them mine out this area. And as soon as they're done with this 5x5 square, I'm going to connect this and have them go to working on my carpenter's area. Because I need to get that wood inside. I want to do it early on. Ooh, I forgot something actually. So I'm going to actually designate another area over here. It's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 by 15. And I'm going to connect it right there. And then I'm going to press X to remove designation. To start off with a relatively small area. This is going to store stone for my crafters, my mason, my mechanics to use. And he just went upstairs. I'm not sure why. I could go check. He's just mining out, cleaning it up a bit. The thing with miners is you can't really tell them exactly what to mine. If you designate a huge area, they'll just go at it, which is what they're doing. It does highlight the next area that they will mine. And they can move on an angle. So if they mine out, say, like that one, they can move through there. So they're mining out this area pretty nicely. As soon as the last square gets highlighted, showing that they're going to mine it, I'll open up this next area. Okay, come on, 2 more. And there, press D. And whenever you're designating stuff or doing anything with the menus, it pauses the game, which is very useful. I'm going to designate that, and then unpause it. And all this, the flux-stone is rough chalk, I believe. Rough hewn chalk walls, I think. So chalk is my flux-stone. Now, flux-stone is important because you need it to create steel, to make pig iron, and then change the pig iron to steel. It's also worth more than regular stone, so my crafts will be worth twice as much, which is extremely useful. And because in the first 3 levels, that's probably all I'll be crafting. Because I'm going to get so much of this that I won't need it all to make steel. So I'm going to do a lot of crafts with it. It's going to really help my economy, really help get more people coming in, and it'll help me trade. Which you'll see. All the metals, all the minerals, all the rocks, everything is real life stuff. Oh, he just mined a gem. That's the sign of a rough gem. I'm not sure if that's a sign of a finished gem too, since they always seem to put them in bins before I can see it. But there you go. Now, oh, right. Wow. P to do a storage. And then right over here, I'm going to F for food, enter, enter. That's going to be my starting food. Now, the idlers immediately went down to 0. And while they're still mining, everyone else is going to take all my food supply, all my drinks, and bring them and store them right there. Eventually, I will take these walls down again and expand it into the entire area. But this is enough to start. It'll give my guys something productive to do while they're hauling it all, and while my miners are getting to the carpenters over here. Oh, that down blue arrow means that they're thirsty, so they're going to go drink some liquor. Unfortunately, I didn't get it downstairs yet, so they have to go all the way up to the wagon. That's my fault for not setting that as a stockpile soon enough. That's no problem. It'll just take a little longer. They're bringing barrels down right now. They're not going to bring down while they're drinking. I mean, if I was drinking some booze and I was a dwarf and someone tried to bring my stuff down, I would probably deck them. These are all wild creatures moving around. Those, I'm going to press K to observe them. Those are yaks, that's what I thought. And those are like little fish. Fish on land, yes. There's a special kind of fish that's amphibious, and they just seem to be all over the place. There's nothing much you can do about them. I think you can get a fisher to catch them when they're in the water. Unfortunately, unlike real life, they flop around quite a bit. While I'm waiting for that, what am I going to do? Right over here for now, this will just be a temporary thing. It may end up being over here, but I'm going to press I to zone an area. I'm going to go like this, like that, and I'm going to make this area a pen and pasture. Oops, and N, Shift N, and I'm going to pen in here any of the non-dogs. Right now I have a water buffalo and a yak. And now people with the animal care, which is anyone with a job, we'll bring them over there, and they'll just kind of chill out over there for a while. Look down, see how we're going. They're still hauling stuff by 0 idlers, I can tell that. And I probably should have dug straight and just got the wood areas started and then finished this, because that'll give them more jobs to do. I'm only make them 2 wide because when I build doors, they have to be attached to a wall. So I'll have a double doors. Doors are really useful because you have a lot of stone. Again, I'm going to make them out of flux, so they're going to be twice as valuable. And they're going to increase the value of my fortress overall, which will make more people want to come in, which will increase my immigrant flow. And magnetite walls will help as well, and floors. This is actually a very good area. And this is the only iron ore source that comes in large clusters. It probably encompasses right around here, if not more. But as soon as that one's done, I'm going to build a workshop and make it a carpenter. Now, I already have a carpenter, so I'm going to build it out of chalk, which is my flux stone. Again, makes it more valuable. So the carpenter, once he doesn't have something he's doing, will come down. And if you notice these little flashes, those are rats inside my storage. They're not going to cause a huge problem. They won't eat a lot of the food. And until I have a cat, there's really nothing I could do about that. And then I'm going to designate this little area right here for furniture. Just making sure that my guys have stuff to do so that they're hauling while this is all getting set up, so they're not idling, because idle dwarves are bad dwarves. And the sooner I get this started up, the better. The 2 first immigrant waves are very important. They're going to set up how effective and how good my place is for quite some time. And I'm hoping after the first 2 immigrant waves, I have enough dwarves to start metal production so I can get my military up and running as quickly as possible. You want to be fast about it, especially because I put high savagery on. This place could easily turn on me and wild animals could attack. And wild animals could attack as soon as when you start. Oh, 2 idlers. My miners are done there. I almost forgot about that. So I'm actually going to take them. I'm going to open up this. I'm going to create another opening right there. And I'm going to let them go at that. Alright, they want to do the furniture storage, the finished goods storage over here first. And I'm waiting for that carpenter. Sure is taking his time. I'm not too worried about it. Probably have a bowyer over here at 1.2, and then on the other side, I may probably do metal production, like in this general area, because I'm going to need fuel, and I don't have coal on this map, so I'm going to need to burn wood. So it'd be smart to have it near the wood storage. Okay, everyone's busy, busy, busy. I'll give them some time. I don't need the carpenter to start immediately. And the important thing to remember about carpenter, everything you can make with a carpenter, you can make somewhere else except for beds. Beds you have to make at the carpenter's. So, yep, they're going along. Oh, they missed that one spot, which is annoying the crap out of me. There we go. He actually decided to go do it. Thank you, miner. Freaking awesome. So I'm going to designate that. Now I'm going to do a custom setting here because finished goods encompasses a lot of things. And I'm going to get rid of the stuff that I don't want. Don't want chains, armor, or any clothing. These are all acceptable. Let's turn large gems off. Yeah. Legwear, backpack, quiver, splint, crutch, tools, all those off, so it's just going to be crafts from the craft dwarf shop. And they can be out of any material, whatever I tell them to. Or rather, whatever's closest to them when they make it. And I'm hoping they also finish mining this area out while one of them hopefully goes in there really soon. Okay. And then I'm going to build a workshop. I'm going to build a craft dwarf. Right there. Out of chalk. And when they go to build it, they'll just move this extra stuff just out of the way, probably right into the doorway, which will eventually get moved into the correct stockpile or whatever. Alright, so I've got my basics down here. I've got what I need to actually start my economy. And they're moving wood in. Now, I'm going to actually pause it here. I'm going to go to Dwarf Therapist. And my carpenter, I'll highlight him. I'm going to take off stone and wood hauling. And I'm going to get my craft dwarf, the stone crafter, off of everything to get him going. Because the sooner he starts building crafts, the better. And then I'm going to pause this one more time. Let's see. I could cut into this, start getting my gems stored over there. That's actually not a bad idea. However, there's something more important than that. These X's are up and down staircases. And I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go down a level. And then I'm going to down another level. Make sure that those line up correctly. Then I'm going to start mining out after I get to the trading post. I don't need the triple wide, but it's very useful, especially when you have a lot of dwarves, because they can't occupy the same square, so they will need to pass each other. So you'd want at least 2 wide, probably 3. They're building the stairs and heading down right now. Green tourmaline. That must be in the staircase down here. Yep. So while they're mining that, this is going to become my living quarter area. I put a Z level between because people don't like having workshops near their beds, which makes sense. Alright, and then after they're done with that, I'm actually going to want to expand a storage. Oh, forgot to... I'm doing another custom storage. I'm going to disable that. I'm going to go to stone, enable it. Now I'm not going to do metal ores here. I'll do the economic stones, and I won't do other stone or clay. So that's good, that's what I want. Economic stones are either flux stones or coal. Since I don't have any coal, I don't need to specify over here. So I'm going to press escape. And then that is going to become right there. Hopefully I guess my craft dwarf was sleeping or something. Here he comes now to actually build it. So he gets the or he needs inside, and then he'll just pull everything else off to the side. Item blocking site. Oh, God. Yes, I know there's a piece of... There. Try again. Try again. Okay. He doesn't want to do it. So I'm going to remove the building, because apparently he couldn't get to one of them. So now I'm going to have to build it again. This happens sometimes. It's very rare occurrence. There you go. He turned right around and he's going to try again. While he's doing that, I'm going to actually start marking a little more for mining. And then expand my furniture some more. Not too much. There we go. He moved it out of the way this time. Okay. Just a little glitch that happens sometimes. And as soon as he's done, I'm going to press Q to look at it. Add a new task. I'm going to do rock. Make rock crafts. Press R to set it on repeat. So he's just going to sit there and make rock crafts. And then I'm going to add a finished goods store. Why is my custom storage not there? Did I really forget to place that storage? That's just annoying. So I'm going to have to go back and do this real quick. I'll leave large gems on. Okay. There we go. There's that storage. Now he won't haul them because he's not set to haul stuff. But other people will come and bring his stuff there. And I really need this carpenter to start working. So I'm going... Let's see, Dwarf Therapist. Let's read the dwarf, see what he's doing. My carpenter is hauling stuff to the stockpile. I can't have that right now. I need some bins to start storing. Now in the beginning you will have very few haulers. That is absolutely normal. There's not much you could do about that until your first immigrant wave. Just means that stuff's going to be kind of scattered around a bit. And he will come down as soon as he's done hauling whatever he's holding right now. While I'm waiting, I'm going to quick designate that because that's something I missed. Alright. We're off to a great start. I don't know what that red dot is. There's a fish in my inside. Huh. Maybe I'll get a cat eventually that'll kill it. Oh look, someone's sleeping in the food storage. It's part of why I'm digging down into that next area. So that I don't have people sleeping in a food storage. Freaking idiots. Kitchen. I would generally like to have the meeting area below the kitchen. So I'll probably do the two up here. Which means I'm going to remove some designation right now. Just to get this going. You always want people to do what's most effective. So I'm going to need a hospital area, which will be the first area I build. 12, 13, 14, 15. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, 15 by 15. That's a relatively large area. And then I'm going to cut that off. I'll cut that off for now. And I'll get into here. It's going to be my hospital area. I like to have plenty of doors. The last thing you need when trying to get into a hospital area is not enough doors. And actually, you know what? I'm not going to determine where the hospital is yet, because the hospital is going to need water, because they're going to need a well so they can wash their hands, because I don't want anyone getting an infection and dying. So I'm actually going to do up and down stairway and just kind of dig down. We'll go to -15. That should be plenty. And what I'm looking for is a cavern. It'll alert me and pause the game once it finds it, and before they actually dig into it. And I'm hoping to find one, and hopefully it'll have a pool of water in this general vicinity that I can build the well into. Building a cistern isn't impossible to hold water, but it takes a lot of effort, and then getting water into it is a whole nother story. I also don't like these 2 extra ramps right here. I could remove those. I'll do that later, though. I'm in no rush for that. Alright, where is my... Here he is. There's my carpenter. Still looks like a peasant because, well, he is a peasant right now. And then I'm going to tell him to create a couple bins. After he creates the 2 bins, I'm going to set him back on some hauling stuff. Another guy just fell asleep in the wood storage there. I really need to get this started, but I need to find my first water source before I can do that. I don't know what that down arrow means. Maybe he's tired? Is that blue? No, it's not. Oh yeah, he's tired, so he's just gonna sleep in his shop because I don't have any beds out right now. Now that bin he's gonna bring right to the finished goods storage, and then I'm gonna make 3 beds. He's gonna just go right to that. Struck fire opal. I'm looking down right now, see what I got. What is this? What is this? That is granite. I'm not sure what's usually found in granite. I'm not too worried about it. Pitch blend? Now that's interesting. Pitch blend. I'm going to look that up really quick. It is an ore of uranium which cannot be smelted in Dwarf Fortress. I have uranium, which is totally useless, but it's magma safe. Yeah. So it's just a regular rock for me, but in real life it's a really cool rock. I don't want to have to keep mining so deep to find my first cavern. I'm actually really disappointed that I couldn't find one yet. If I don't find it by the 15, I'm going to have to create a cistern for my well. Which I guess wouldn't be bad since I can show you guys how to do it. It would just be so painful. Yeah, I didn't find one yet. What kind of rock is that? Gabbro. Come on, miners. They'll just clean up the stairs on their way up. That's really cool that I have uranium. I need to find some good use for that. Just something interesting or decorative. Because it is a purple stone, which is very uncommon. It might be the only purple stone in the game that I'm aware of, at least. So here they go. I'm going to get them to start mining this area out. So this will become my hospital area. Actually, I probably should put it in the bottom right. But, oh well, that's where it is now. And the reason for that was it would have been closer to the river and a little easier to fill the cistern. But there's nothing I can do about that right now. I have an idler. He's probably the carpenter. The carpenter did what I need for now. So I'm going to turn on a lot of his hauling again. Still not going to turn on stone and wood hauling. But Dwarf Fortress, let's unpause. He goes back to work. Build a bed. Now I have 3 beds. I actually wish that I was wish I was mining over here right now, actually. See if I can get them to get around there. Sometimes when you designate a new item, they'll go right for it. Sometimes, as you see, they won't. He's probably going, yep, getting more stone down here. Oh, is that my craft dwarf? Oh, damn it. Sometimes when they have to walk around a corner like that to get to the stock, they don't quite do it right. So I'm going to mine that out as well. Which won't look as good, but it's what I gotta do. Maybe I'll put a wall right there to have it just one spot still. Okay, so I'm going to have a line of beds, blank, and then double line. Oops. Build beds. So let me see. This is a hospital, so I'm going to have bed, table, bed, bed, table, bed, bed, table, bed, table. Unfortunately, I want the beds right there. So I'm just going to have to let them mine out a bit more. I have a very specific design I like for my hospital, just to make the area as efficient as I can. I wonder what level my miners are. I'm not going to pause it, just going to let them do their thing. And read the dwarves, let's see. Level 8s. Okay, they're getting there. They are moving significantly faster, but they still could be going faster than they are now. I hope they don't take too long with this. Oops, that was military. Pushed the wrong key. The hardest thing about this game is learning all the hotkeys on the keyboard. Oh, where else would there be hotkeys, Jeff? Don't know why the hell he has to... Oh, okay, he's drinking. Let's see how the wood cutting's going. As you can see, I got a nice little area cut down here. I'm surprised there's no like honey badgers or anything harassing him, or panda bears. But I'm happy about that. Okay. Alright, time to get some beds down. So if I'm going to have a bed there, table, bed, bed, table, bed, bed, table, bed, bed, table, bed. Now you may be asking why I'm putting tables in between the beds. You need a table next to a bed in case you have to do surgery on a dwarf. You can do surgery in a bed, but it becomes very messy and there's a lot of blood and stuff to clean up and it's just not worth it. So someone brought down the first bed, put it down. Now my dwarves have somewhere to sleep. Instead of sleeping on the ground, they'll sleep in a bed, gives them a happy thought, which keeping your dwarves happy is very important. The easiest way to make them unhappy is to run out of liquor and not produce anymore, make them drink water for a while. Eventually they'll get depressed enough that they'll stop working and they can actually go insane. Alright, looking good. I've got a good start here. It seems like most of the first two immigrant waves, which are the first two in the year, are either can max out at about 7 or 8 dwarves. The first one in the second year will probably be enormous, because then it'll start taking into account the value of my whole place. If you get really lucky, you might get one or even both of them to only have like 3 or 4 dwarves. In which case, things will move very slowly in the beginning. It'll be a lot more difficult to actually get stuff done. It won't be impossible, not by any means of the word, but it will be a lot more difficult. Something I did forget to do, which I'm going to pause really quick for this. I'm going to go to Dwarf Fortress, and I'm going to make my leader an architect and mason, just temporarily. He's not going to stay with those, but that will allow me to build any buildings I actually want to. Hey, look, he actually found the rock storage over there. What an idea. Alright, so it's pretty slow in the beginning. There's not a whole lot going on. I still have a lot up here. In my wagon, there's actually looks to be some booze still outside. So my food storage area I didn't quite make large enough. That is okay. It's not horrible. I did get most of it underground, so I'm not too worried about that. And once they mine out this entire area, I'll designate it as a hospital. And I'm going to quickly designate this one square to be mined out, just so that I can have another door. Because the 5 doors on a wall, then I'll have 5 doors on that wall. Because you want a great ease of access into your hospital. There we go. H for hospital. And they're going to finish whatever they can on this level and then go up. What's the wrong way? Up. There we go. Now I'm going to start mining out this area that I opened up to them. And again, eventually this whole thing will be mined out, but I'm just directing them very carefully. That I know is going to become my mechanics workshop. So in T, there's for mechanics workshop. Build it out of chalk again. Even though I probably have some other stone from when I went way down, building out of chalk is going to help the value of my place, as I've said before. And this is actually going pretty well. For now. The whole fun of Dwarf Fortress, though, is dying in the most interesting ways. I wish I was kidding about that. This game doesn't have victory conditions. It doesn't have win or loss. If you feel like you won, then you won. It's never ending, and yeah, eventually you do die. Eventually your fortress does crumble. Hopefully that doesn't happen before you want it to. The easiest and most straightforward way to be crushed is for a siege to occur, probably goblins, or maybe if you piss off the humans or elves, they'll come and send an army. You can fend those off. It is very difficult because you're technically an outpost, so you don't have the resources that a huge city does. A big reason I like to have multiple workshops connected like this is it gives haulers more area to work around. So like haulers can come in this way, grab them, and then go out that way. And you'll notice when I start trading goods, they'll actually do a nice loop. Oh, they're done mining that area. So I'm gonna start opening stuff up. let's do that. And let's just do this. Actually, I'm going to open up this area. And then there's one more area I want to open up. And then after they're done with that one, I'm going to open up just everywhere and just let them go in mine. I want to open up the meeting hall here. And I do need the food storage to be larger. But once they finish the meeting hall, I'm just going to open everything up and say go. I do need to make the rest of this furniture storage. What? Okay. Apparently F1 brings you to your wagon. I've struck magnetite. Who would have thought? I'm only surrounded by this shit. I shouldn't say shit because, well, it's really useful. Whew. I've been talking quite a bit doing this, haven't I? You know what? I hope this actually records. I've been having trouble recording Dwarf Fortress because Fraps doesn't pick it up. I've been having a lot of fun with this game, though, and I wanted to show you guys what I've been up to. And hopefully you guys think this is actually a pretty interesting game, and you guys get into it too. I'd love to hear about the kind of fun that you guys have encountered. Oh, fun. Fun is the way you die, as I probably said. So, there are many different ways to die. Some of the fun I've encountered, there's always magma, which is extremely dangerous and extremely fun. And there's usually creatures within the magma that will try and destroy you. I know of fire imps and even fire elementals, which can be very difficult to fight, especially considering the only fire-safe weapons are steel. The rest of them are pretty much rubbish. I guess you could do bone arrows on the crossbow as a relatively easy source. I don't know how effective that would be. But there's aquifers, which I settled in an area without an aquifer. But aquifers are pretty much unlimited water. There'll just be like a layer in the ground that just spawns water. And it'll flood anything below it up to its level. If you're digging down, you got a huge area, and then you come back up to the top and try and expand it a bit and hit an aquifer, you've effectively drowned your entire fortress, which I've done that before, and I've lost that way before. It's not that fun a way to go. Or is it fun? So, oh god, what else? What else have I done? I've had troglodytes come in really early and just kill everyone. Caves down below are a lot of fun, because even though you can have people actually attack you from above other civilizations, some of the most dangerous stuff is deep down in dark caves underground that eventually you will want to get into. The one safe way I know to actually use the cave is to use their underground water and dig a well into it without actually digging into the side, just digging from the top. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna cut this recording off here. Oh, it just became summer, so knowing the first quarter of the year gives you a good idea of how long this game takes and how big it is. And I'm going to pause. Alright, this has been Neo, and I'm sure you'll see more of this in the future. I'll see you guys next time.